Right, there we go. That's the end of the filling for Chef's apple pie. Next week, we've got a special guest for you, so keep an eye out for that one. Meanwhile, straight after this, we're going to see how Chef actually makes her homemade, delicious, scrumptious apple pie.
Right, we have 250 grams of softened butter. I have 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar, so I'm going to put that in there, and 1 egg. So the idea here is that we are going to combine just like that. We don't want to cream it. Okay, next thing is I've got 3 cups of plain flour, and we're just going to gently fold this into this mixture. It's 1 cup. Just like so. I'll start off with 1 cup first, and I'll just start the first process of folding that in. We don't want to overmix it too much. I just want to incorporate all the 3 cups of flour into the butter, egg and sugar mixture. So this is my 2nd cup. Probably a good idea to do this all in a smaller section to start off with, rather than stick all your flour in at the same time. So there's that. And then I'm going to finish it off to combine it all together on the bench in a minute. Here we go. That was the last cup, and I'm just mixing that through, just like that. I'll move that out of the way. Now I'm going to tip this on the bench and put it all together so it's a bit easier. So you can see how it's like that. Right, there we go. And I'm just going to combine all that together. Quite a bit of butter in it anyway, so it all, because it's softened, it may seem a little crumbly to start off with. Okay, and then at the end you can see how it's all starting to come together now, so I'll just give it a couple more turns. Then I'm going to put it in Glad wrap and then put it in the fridge to chill down for about 30 minutes before I use it. It doesn't take too long to actually combine all of that together. So there we go, see how that's all come together just like that. So I'm going to get me a bit of Glad wrap. There you go. Now I'm going to put this in the fridge. Right, these are 2 apples off our tree. So these are the apples that I've used for apple shortcakes today. Or apple pies, actually, not shortcakes, pies. Pies, get it right. First of all, I had to peel the apple, cut it in half again, and cut those quarters into 3. Now I'm going to cook them, or hand cook them, in 1 1/4 cups of water to about 1/2 cup of sugar, and about maybe half a juice, but half a juice of a lemon. Okay, now put them onto the stove and let them cook so they're just soft but not over soft. We don't want mushy little apples, just like these ones here. So they're still holding their shape. So I've cooked them in 1 1/4 cups of water to about 1/2 cup of sugar. Now that's dependent on how sweet you want your pies. I don't like mine too sweet, so if you've got someone who's got diabetic like we do, like the cameraman, we try and reduce the sugar as much as possible. Then I'll put them onto the heat. Then I've drained the apples, and from the apple juice or the sugar syrup that's left in the pot, I've decided to add some, which is like this, some corn flour. So probably about 1 to 2 tables of corn flour. Mix the corn flour with a little bit of water first, and then put it into the syrup. And then you want to let it come to the boil, and you want to make sure you cook out the taste of the corn flour. Right, we've chilled down our pastry and ready to roll. So, here we go. So, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on here. I found, you can find whatever you want, but I've got a 12 by 9 centimetre dish. So that'll be the bottom pastry, and that'll be for the top. Where's my rolling plan? Okay, so just roll that. Whatever thickness you do for the bottom, do the same for the top. So roll it out, as such. Pull little bit of flour on, not too much. I don't want too much flour on our board or our pastry. So, we get that. We pop that down. So this will be our bottom. So it's going to go in there like so. Now, so I'm just going to put just a little bit of this in the bottom to start off with. Just like that. Put a slice of apple. Now I've got here some nuts, some slices of nuts and some chopped up nuts. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit more sauce in there. I'll put some nuts in here for something different. You can use lemon curd. I've also got, and we'll try some of this, is a bit of blueberry and strawberry compote. So we're going to put some of that in also. We'll do this one first. Where's our apples? See how these are just a perfect size. We're just going in there as such. And then going to put a little bit more on the top. You can see now how that's starting to thicken. I mean, you can have it a little bit thick if you want, but that's consistency I've got it at. Now, we need to put a lid. And I'm using this one. Just use whatever you can find at home that fits. I have to cut around that like so. And then I'm just going to brush it with just a little bit of milk so that it can stick as such. There we go. Bring that back over. And all I've done here, oops, a little bit overfilled there, a little bit, is that I've gone and pressed those down like so. Now some people might brush the top with egg wash. I think this is, just use what you got. So I'm just going to stick with milk because that's what a lot of people would have in their kitchen. If you're going to use an egg wash, you're going to have to use it for other things, otherwise you can tend to waste it. So if you're doing lots and lots of these, then yes, you can use an egg wash. It gives it a lot more golden colour. I may have just filled that a little bit too much of that, but oh well, never mind. And then I'm going to brush the top with a bit of milk. Beets in there. You can reshape this again once it's gone back into the fridge and chill for another 30 minutes, and it makes it a little bit easier to actually just tidy it up a little bit. And a bit of, this is raw sugar on the top. You can use brown sugar, you can use normal sugar, you can use whatever you like. And to make the apple pies with the berry compote, just substitute the mixed berries for the chopped nuts. And I'm going to chill these in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Now I'm going to preheat the oven for 180 degrees, and I'm going to put these in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Right, I've pulled these out of the fridge now, so these are chilled for 30 minutes. So what I've done, just to tidy them up and just make them a little bit pretty, I've actually gone around the outside. So all I've done was, I've got a sharp knife, and I've just gone around. I've just shaved around the outside just to smooth them off, and I'll just rotate on this hand and just use the knife to cut around the edges like that. And I'll just go around the top. Just be a little bit quick and fast because the heat of your hands will start to melt the butter after it's been chilled in the fridge. And the reason why we chill is so that the shrinkage doesn't happen when you go and bake them in the oven. Some people will agree and disagree, but I found that that's been the case, that you chill it initially, put your filling in, chill it again in the fridge again, and this will help make sure it doesn't shrink. So I'm going to put that in there. Put the rest of that in with this, and you can chill it in your freezer, and this will last for about 3 months in the freezer. So what I'm going to do now is put these in the oven. Don't forget, you need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees, and it should take around about 20 minutes. You smell really good. These are taking about 25 minutes in the oven, so I'm going to let these cool. I'm going to whip up some cream. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla and icing sugar to it, and I'm going to really enjoy these. So come back shortly and I'll show you how to serve this up. So there you go, hot apple pie. Pure, simple and easy. So I'll see you next week. Bye.